You killed 2 Marines, you should be in jail. But someone deemed the dollar value of your training to be higher than the lives of those 2 men. If you survive, Air Force keeps a pilot. If you don't, you're a cautionary tale to all the other fly-by-wire assholes.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good.
Lia lacum labuman.
Okay. Was that like...
It's Latvian for the greater good.
Latvian. I was just asking if you could do it in Ukrainian, but okay, Latvian works. Cool.
Yeah.
That works. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. This is episode 338. We're talking about Outside the Wire.
Standing outside the wire.
What's the movie called?
Outside the Wire.
One more time for us?
Outside the Wire.
Okay. Just wanted to see how many times we could say it because the movie didn't let us know what it was called.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie has the thing where, like, you know how a lot of movies will say the name of their movie in the movie, and it's like oh, they did it one time.
They did it.
Yeah, this movie did it. Well, Sam actually suggested I count. So there are actually 3 times we hear the phrase outside the wire. We hear 2 or 3 other times where they use a different phrase, like they're going on the other side of the wire, or
wireless bra.
Yeah, stuff like that. So there's a lot of that. Anyway, we're going to get to that later. Very specifically, we're going to get to that later. This is episode 338, which I've already said. I don't know why I'm saying it again. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Are the gummy bears our hopping man, Jimison?
I am that character. Am I not? Like every time we do this, I'm eating some sort of
something. Yeah.
And that is me.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I like it. Sam.
What?
I just realized that I forgot that I made this your middle name because we just talked about this. Sam, some version of Outside the Wire was said at least 5 times vector. Just
yes. Well, just so you know, Sean, I would completely lock you outside the wire.
Oh.
Like if there was a door or a gate, you would be locked outside of that, outside the wire.
Okay. That's fair.
So they could do what they have their way with you.
Ooh.
So
I don't like that.
Yeah.
And joining us tonight is, of course, the most specialist of special guests, my good and dear long friend. No, he's a friend who I've known a long time. That was weird. You guys did say it was going to get weird earlier.
Quickly.
Yeah. Now, you have to bear with me, special guest, who we clearly don't know who it is yet, other than the fact that I've been advertising it for a week. Yours is an audio middle name, so just bear with me. Steven Everett.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got kicked off of Spotify and YouTube. That's okay.
Yeah. And also, speaking of Ukraine, didn't they kick us off of Ukraine at some point?
Turkey banned
Turkey
one of our
sorry.
YouTube videos. Yeah.
The king of deli meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that combines 2 loves, Weird Al and the presidents of the United States of America, the band, not the actual institution.
Yeah.
Bart lived for president.
Yeah. No, I watched this movie last night with Sam. I was actually at his house. I was doing a video shoot up near where he lived, and so I said, "Hey, I'm coming to crash at your house," and he said, "Great." So we watched the movie and had a good time, though you actually had already watched it once, but you got to kind of watch it again, and we laughed. And as soon as they referred to those robots as Gumps, that song was in my head the rest of the movie.
See, you thought that. I thought my name's Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I brought up too. I was like, maybe the way the military nicknames things. That's had to have been it, right? They maybe run all the time or something. I don't know.
Yeah, once I found out they were called Gumps, I was like, well, this is all going to go down over a fiercely contested table tennis match.
Exactly.
That sounds about right. So yeah, this movie, 2021's Outside the Wire, starring Anthony Mackie, who of course we know as the Falcon from the MCU, and the Damson. Ooh, I'm saying his name wrong. Idris. He's dude, Idris. He's the dude. What is the star of Snowfall, that FX show that's really popular. And a bunch of other people I've never heard of, except one guy who is the Colonel, and I've seen him in things as recently
Cobalt.
House of Cards.
Yeah, he's Doug Stamper in House of Cards.
I never watched House of Cards.
Oh, he's the best character.
Well, you can't now.
Oh, why not?
Kevin Spacey is a creepy, so you're not allowed to watch it. Nobody will want to talk to you about it now.
That's true.
Is that real? Like, I mean, are we still there? Because we've had we've kind of had this conversation. Because like I like the movie Baby Driver, and I want to continue to watch the movie Baby Driver, even though Kevin Spacey is in it, with a character named Baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can watch that movie as long as you never tell anybody that you watched it.
We did a whole podcast on The Negotiator.
It's kind of like puberty.
Yeah.
You can watch it, just don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or leave the files open.
Yeah.
No, I have no idea where everybody should come down. I just it is odd that House of Cards has become one of those things where you're like, I know how I feel, but I don't want to say how I feel.
I think we can all agree, except for Sean, that it's a wonderful. It's a wonderful show, really well done.
Oh,
but Kevin Spacey's a creep.
I thought you were going to say everybody could agree except for Sean that Kevin Spacey sucks, but I was like, wait a minute, that's not where this is going. Okay, I'm with you. No, so this movie is a movie that we watched, and it's a Netflix original. And like I said, no, the other guy I was going to mention. I guess you guys mentioned him. The dude, what is the Colonel who was in that? I know him most recently from the new Jack Ryan.
Game of Thrones?
He's in Game of Thrones? No, not the bad guy.
No,
the Colonel.
Not the bad guy.
Colonel Man.
Yeah.
The guy that was in the intro clip. He was in the
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, he was in season 2 of the Jack Ryan show. That's what I know him from. I'm sure he's in Michael Kelly, I think is his. Yeah, that's his name, and he's in a lot.
That's right. He was in House of. Now I'm remembering his character in House of Cards. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he was in the Man of Steel too. Also. Mm-hmm. So we have both MCU and DC EU.
I really liked him in the Adjustment Bureau.
Oh, neat.
It's about tailoring pants.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It is. He was in a bunch of Criminal Minds stuff. He was in, a bunch of Criminal Minds things. Of course, he was in Law and Order because everybody's in Law and Order. Oh, he was in. Oh wait, what? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the TV movie.
Ooh,
really? There's a TV version.
Dear.
Let's review that next time. Yeah. And let's not forget how we found out about him as Papa Doc in 8 Mile.
Yeah, let's not forget that.
Really?
Oh yeah. He loses the ultimate rap battle in that movie to Eminem. He plays Clarence.
Are we talking about the same person? I don't think we are.
The guy from House of Cards?
No. We're talking about Anthony Mackie.
Oh, Mackie. Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
This old white guy lost a rap battle and we're surprised?
No wonder he lost. He had no business there. It's not your culture, sir.
Who let him in?
I didn't know Anthony Mackie was in 8 Mile. That's cool.
Dude, yeah, he plays the rapper who's like already gotten a deal but has no street cred.
Papa Doc, yeah, you're right. I've never seen 8 Mile. I need to watch that. Or
oh my gosh,
man!
Wow,
yeah,
hell, he was. I for some reason, like for me, his career doesn't start until the
Straight Outta Compton.
No, the Bomb movie.
The Bond movie?
Bomb.
Outside the Wire.
No,
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Standing outside the wire.
You're gonna do that every time, aren't you?
I don't know. It's just when it hits me.
Okay.
Sure.
The Hurt Locker.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
early for him too. But Papa
Yeah.
Doc was like his first thing. I think he might have been in like Remember the Titans or something.
Well, he was in We Are Marshall.
We Are
was
Marshall.
One
There
of the
you
few
go.
guys
Yeah.
that survived. Like he wasn't on the plane because he was injured.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Um,
He just has a trustworthy face. Like I
does.
really just want to believe in Anthony Mackie.
Well, I mean, who doesn't? So he's done such other fun things as Eagle Eye, which is
Shia LaBeouf.
yeah, it's kind of a fun movie. It might be
Shia
worth
LaBeouf.
doing for this show. He did Real Steel, which was Rock'em Sock'em Robots the movie, which is kind of fun. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Nice. That was fun.
I actually like that movie a lot. Pain and Gain, and then of course we see him, and then in Winter Soldier, and then life just got real good for him. So there you go, Anthony Mackie. He's great. He's awesome.
Wait a second. Doesn't he come out? Isn't that this week? The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's coming out this Friday.
So that'll be
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Sounds like a really fun buddy cop kind of a thing, and at least the previews make it feel like that way. And I am excited for that very thing.
Have you seen the latest thing they're going to disappoint us with from DC? That Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League is coming out.
like the 88-hour cut of Justice
You
League.
can all shut your mouth.
So I know, Andrew,
Shut
you're
your-
a
shut it.
fan and you're going to defend it, and that's fine. And I'm going to watch it because I have HBO Max, and I'm going to
Yeah,
whatever.
me too.
I'll try to give it my best take. Here's I had to tweet this out the other day. So a big deal was made when Christopher Nolan came out and said, "Oh, my dear friend Zack Snyder, you should never watch the Joss Whedon version because it's an abomination to your vision." And all I could think of is Zack would have had to watch that version so he would know what to change.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that logic.
Well,
So-
no. He had video, right? Well, no, you're right. Okay, so in the editing room, he did have some things that he shot, unless he just threw away the Whedon takes and only used his own, which I doubt.
Well, but even if you threw away the reshoots that Whedon did,
Whedon.
and I don't know, it still feels weird, like a weird thing to say. I understand, I guess, Christopher Nolan's idea, but here's another weird thing. Also, this is not a new movie. This movie's been out like 2 years, and all of a sudden now we're pooping all over it. It seems like a weird thing. Now, maybe it's convenient to poop all over it because there's a lot of weird stuff coming out about Joss Whedon right now. But
Whedon.
you know,
No, I'm just pooping on the merits of the film. It has nothing to do with anybody who was in it.
I'm all for that. I know, just not only just to annoy Andrew, but
Oh,
I mean,
bless.
I don't know.
It's fine.
It'll be fine, I guess. I don't know. I just
Hey, Gal Gadot is great.
I just
she is.
worry it's just going to be slow motion, excessive slow motion. That's my worry.
Well, how do you think they get that much runtime out of it?
yeah,
that is very, very true.
you're not wrong.
Very, very
He's
true.
not Brian De Palma.
So, Outside
the Wire.
directed by Michael.
Standing outside the way.
Okay, this is gonna be a long episode. Directed by Michael Halfstrom. His name is one of those names that has lots of little symbols above his letters.
Scandinavian,
He's
Yep.
Swedish.
Norwegian.
which is a Scandinavian country.
Well, I know.
Finnish.
Sam, are you just gonna name off random other countries that are
He's
not
a
Sweden?
Finisher. He's a finisher.
That's racist. So he has directed other such films as he did something called Escape Plan in 2013. He did 1408, which I think is some kind of scary movie. And he did Drowning Ghosts. I didn't know you could drown a ghost. And something called Evil. Basically, I've never heard of any of your movies, and that's fine. So he did this one. There you go. So, Sam, let's go ahead and kick this thing off with your 5-word review.
All right. My first, I only have one tonight, and it's totally. It feels like my day today. As I wrote it, it's basically there's no emphasis behind this, and it's just great action with no heart. This reminded me a lot of Extraction, in some ways. Some of the action set pieces were pretty amazing, but I didn't care about these two guys like I did Chris Hemsworth, right? And the story itself was kind of, I don't want to say tropey, but we've seen it before. And my biggest complaint, and it's going to sound really strange, my biggest complaint is that the robots, these fighting robots, went from the Gump design, which was, still pretty cool, all the way to Mackie. Was there no in between? Is there no cyborgs? Is there, I found it really strange that it seemed like the technology leaped a little too far ahead. But I enjoyed watching the action in this thing, and it's just one of those movies where, it's kind of like, Sean was watching it on the TV in my living room last night, and it was just kind of fun to be like, laugh and point, and look at that one, that he just blew her head off, or it was a good ride. Let's just say that.
Okay, let's say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, I think there's a reason why we're talking about Justice League before jumping into this, and it's mainly because there's not. It's there. It's a movie. It's a reason it's not on Netflix and not being held to put in the theaters. So I sound like I'm poo-pooing it, and I kind of am. That is just, it's a little forgettable.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Andrew, what you got?
I have. Can we just trust AI already? Like, can we have a movie where the AI doesn't turn on us and destroy humanity?
Yeah.
In that essence, I think we could all say we saw that coming.
Andrew, hold your thought. I'm laughing specifically because, again, I watched this with Sam sitting next to me, and I had my laptop, and there was a moment in which I typed. This was my literal note was, I feel like Anthony Mackie will become the bad guy because his programming has evolved. And so then when the shift happens, I literally paused the movie and showed Sam, look, I took this note a while ago.
But, I mean, we've seen it before, right? We saw Ex Machina, and we saw, what's the Will Smith, what is that?
iRobot.
iRobot, thank you.
Yeah.
It's such a complex title. I forgot it.
The robot one where it's just him. It's like him robot or something.
Yeah.
Me robot.
But we've seen this. We've seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, the action part of it, fine, whatever. But Sam's right. I didn't care about these people. And when he was like, "You're gonna kill, 100,000 people or 1 million people," I'm like, "Okay, go for it. Just nuke them." At this point, I don't care. So
I just want to feel something.
Have we been in quarantine enough that our humanity has been stripped from us?
I just want to get off the bathroom floor and stop eating cheese puffs. So,
and Andrew,
anyway,
before we leave this moment, I know we're laughing about cheese puffs and bathroom floors, but like, to your point about nuking the U.S., there was kind of a part of me that thought the same thing. That, like, maybe in this version, the U.S. has gotten so out of its depth of being the world police that maybe we need to have a mass casualty event so that we would stop trying to control the world. Like, I thought that's what the story is trying to tell us, I think.
yeah.
But then ultimately the guy makes the decision to not, to stop the terrible event, and that maybe eventually people will. Like, I think he's a little naive and has more faith in humanity than is actually there. I don't know.
I kind of viewed this as an alternate timeline when Doc and Marty went back and Trump was reelected. That's how
Marty.
So that's where I am.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really.
They went back and they betted on some sports thing and they just screwed it all up. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, side note, Christopher Lloyd is doing a show I think it's on Peacock, maybe. I don't remember where I saw it, but it's about Back to the Future. So
Really?
yeah, take a look for. Take a look.
Honestly, the Jeff Goldblum show and the Christopher Lloyd show should run concurrently forever.
Oh my gosh, that would
I'd be
kind
okay
of,
with that.
That'd be kind of amazing. Steven, did you have one?
Oh yeah. My 5-word review is: can we get some acting? I was not compelled in any way by this movie. The young kid seems like just an empty vessel. And then I didn't buy the dude playing the Colonel from House of Cards. Like, I love that actor and everything he's been in, but I was just like, man, I thought the script was thin. I thought the just any kind of moment where they were supposed to humanize their character, it just came off as like off-putting. It was like watching a Gyllenhaal family reunion.
Wow.
There's your title, I hope. The Gyllenhaal family reunion.
Okay.
No.
Good
but
luck spelling Gyllenhaal.
I'm going to spell it wrong on purpose too. It's going to be like
I totally agree because and let me piggyback on Steven. You know, Mackie is supposed to be a robot AI, right? And there are times when it looks like he's trying to act like a robot, but most of the time it's like, did they actually program this thing to be, human-ish to a point of cracking jokes and being too. It just felt weird.
Yeah, and like struggling with decisions. Like, I don't think robots struggle with like, what should I do?
Yeah. And that I didn't like. I think if he would have been more like Hal from 2001, or I think he could have acted his butt off in this thing as a very advanced robot. But
yeah, like a dispassionate creature.
Yes.
Here's what I think.
Yeah.
If we're at the point in our technology that we've invented this, we're in the point of our civilization that we've invented this this kind of technology and these abilities that robots, we would not make it to the military. Everybody thinks, the military. No, everybody would have sex bots and we wouldn't be leaving our houses.
It's coming.
Especially if they all look like Anthony Mackie. Yeah.
I mean, geez.
Yeah.
Hot chocolate.
Yeah. So, but again, I think you're right there, and that's why we don't care about these characters. It's just it was phoned in. It felt like.
Yeah, I mean, one of the kind of weird things that I kept keying on was that, and one of you or both of you or all three of you have said this, is that like Anthony Mackie is so far advanced compared to the rest of the technology of the movie. I mean, it feels like he was beamed in from Star Trek, and it's still, and everybody else is living in 2035 or something. It seems so advanced that it's what kind of makes him unbelievable as a thing, because he knows how to swear and be chummy. And oh my gosh, could he not touch that guy anymore in this movie? Like every time he laughed, he had to like, I don't know if maybe that's robot thinking of I have to touch you to create a friendly bond kind of a thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like it felt like every time that the rookie was struggling with something, Mackie would just laugh and then pat him on the shoulder or give him a head, a bump in the chest or something. It felt like, I mean, the fact that we've already keyed on the fact that they said outside the wire a bunch.
Outside the wire.
I noticed the hand touching bit a lot. It's just, oh my gosh, keep your hands to yourself. This is COVID times, man.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like a Scandinavian director. It was like, hey, why don't you guys touching each other more? That's what we do. And they're like, oh, that's not really like an American thing. And they're like, yes, it's going to be weird if we don't touch more.
For some reason, that sounded Russian.
No, there was a subtlety to it, but I understand to the unrefined palate.
Yeah, like mine. From the hills of wherever. So my 5-word is, I actually pulled an Andrew and only used 4. I couldn't think of another adjective that would really fit. So when you guys can
help you.
One of my extra ones, and that is simply action, violent, sweary iRobot.
Yeah, I can see it.
So because
it's kind of ruthless iRobot.
Well, in that, so like in the iRobot case, that the Cap isn't Sonny. from iRobot, because Sonny is not only programmed to be able to ignore the 3 laws of robotics, but he's programmed with the ideals of human nature. Whereas the AI that is ultimately the bad guy in iRobot kind of does the thing that this robot does, and that is, in order to save humanity, I need to do
things to it.
I need to do some bad things. I need to kill a few million so I can save 300 million, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Doing the math. And what was so good about iRobot, and partially also because I think Will Smith's acting in that scene is really great, is the scene that he's talking to Tom Brady's baby mama in that movie, and he talks about how a robot saved his life. There was a car accident, and it was a girl and him. And the girl only had a 12% chance of living, but he had a 30%. So the robot made a choice and saved him, not the girl, because he was the more logical choice. But a human would have saved the girl, the little girl, right? So that's what the movie's trying to make, is like they're trying to make the point that humanity makes better choices than robots, which is, I think, a really great kind of point to iRobot. Whereas in this movie, I was never really, like, it felt like Anthony Mackie's robot. He kept changing. I don't know. Maybe I was having a hard time following it because Sam's dog kept attacking me or whatever. But, like, I kept getting confused. It's like, did he want to kill everybody or not everybody, or just Americans or not?
And like how you circumvent his authority is like, well, you have to be with me, otherwise I can't do this. And then later on, he's like, fine, you have to stop. And he's like, I don't need your approval anymore.
Yeah, like
that's convenient.
You have to be with me, but then when we get to the bank, you go by yourself, and I'm going to go by myself. So are we? Like, is there a proximity thing, or maybe when you cut the thing out of my back, like?
Yeah, and like what a design flaw that we put that like just kind of real easy to get to at the back, at the top.
Yeah. You guys are all right, and I was wanting to like this movie so much. Like this was originally going to be in our list of movies to do for Black History Month, and then we were persuaded by listener Maxton to do some better movies. And I'm really glad that he did, because I kind of would have felt bad if this was in that month, because those were all pretty good movies.
Yeah.
And I think this would have maybe sullied it a little bit. I mean, not to say that The Last Dragon was some, beacon of greatness, but I would rather watch The Last Dragon than this. Just going to be honest.
Yeah.
Just because that one's weird and entertaining. I mean, this action in this movie is good. I mean, it's good action. When he dove through the window, like both sides of the car, like that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the problem is he's a robot, so he's supposed to do cool things.
Yeah.
And have the strength to do that, the strength to throw a flag through a body.
Yeah.
Or the strength to break arms instantly, like he did. So
isn't it amazing how quickly that loses its like impressiveness? We're like, well, he's a robot. He's designed to jump through.
Yeah. I kind of wish they would have laid on that he's a robot later in the movie. Show me something cool and let the rookie be really impressed, and then we find out. Like, he gets shot, and then the rookie goes to get the med kit, and then the guy's like, no, just bring over that E-tape.
Because they still could have done the whole, you've got 10 seconds to deal with it.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I think that especially since he didn't act like a robot, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Right? And anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Just, you're right. We're all right. Let's see. The robot dogs weirded me out, though we never see them again.
Is there another movie where we saw robot dogs that look very similar to that? Because I swear I've seen something that had a robot dog.
There's a Black Mirror episode that had that kind of like that.
That's what I'm thinking of. That's because
Yeah.
I watched Black Mirror. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
They kind of reminded me of the robot dogs from the Kingsman 2.
Ooh, Secret Service.
No, the Golden Circle is the second one.
The Golden Circle.
Yeah. Secret
Golden
Service
Circle.
is the good one.
Oh, yeah, that movie's great. But then at the very end, the girl brings up anal sex, and you're like, "Where is this coming from? This is the end of this movie?
Yeah.
What in the world?"
And then that's how the movie does end, is literally the camera panning down to her ass.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, you got some anal sex out of it, and you're like, okay. I
guess they
guess.
ultimately they get married, so anal sex
so
leads
it's-
to marriage, I guess, is what the moral of the story is.
A lot of people have stipulated that over the years.
Yeah. I guess. Let's see.
It's in the prenup.
Yeah, straight up. Okay, so I was with Sam, as I've said like 11 times now, and I paused the movie, and he looks at me and goes, "What's wrong?" And I said, "You can't call it a Jeep if it's a Toyota." He says, "Go get in the Jeep," and then it pans over, and it's a Toyota. I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, I know only Jeep owners care, but
Would you call it a truck though?
yeah, call it a truck.
Yep.
Because so I used
Get
to
a
work
truck.
with this guy that he drove a Xterra, right?
Mhm.
And he called it his truck.
Oh, I hate that.
And I was like, that's not a truck. That's an Xterra.
Yeah.
That's a
Or an
not
SUV,
even
but yeah.
it's like if a vehicle could be a transvestite. That's what an Xterra is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same. I understand, like, Jeep can be kind of a universal for SUV. Like, I
Yeah.
do get that. But, I mean, if it would have been a Humvee, he would have said, get in the Humvee, because that's what the name of the thing is. And it's a very specific thing. It would not have
Hummer.
made sense.
Yeah.
It would have been weird if he would have said, get in the Toyota, because then it sounds like a product placement. But the fact that he said Jeep, again, is a product placement. But then it's not.
Well, they
Right.
did say Escalade at one point.
Yeah,
Oh,
they did.
Yeah.
And then there was the best car in the movie. That's right, the Dodge Stratus.
oh yeah, I thought of you when I saw that.
Well, of course you did, because I drive a Dodge Stratus.
Oh, I bet you felt powerful.
You know
Way
what?
to go.
I'm
so proud of you.
I was laughing so hard when they said the GPS is locked into the car, or the coordinates are locked into the car's GPS. I'm like, that car was built before GPS was a thing. Get out of here. It's like a
Unless it's a
90.
TomTom. No, it is not.
Yeah. This is a Garmin. It's got MapQuest directions printed out. They're on the dash.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Still, I loved it. Okay, so Sam, you mentioned that this movie has
Yes.
lots of tropes, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I think so.
I wrote a few of them, like the savant, military guy doesn't want to follow orders. We get
Right.
that. We
Yep.
get that one.
Yep.
Or hero has a conscience. Hero with a conscience has a problem with the way things are. You see that a lot,
Yep.
where, especially in war movies, right, where you get like the green-eyed conscience man who comes in and he wants to do things right, and then he sees a little injustice happen and he like freaks out. That's a thing.
Yeah.
One of the other ones, I don't know why this always kind of annoys me in movies, is like when he pulls up in the Dodge Stratus. I'm going to say it like that from now on. And he pulls up and there's the fence and he's overlooking the nuclear plant. Like, that's like 4 miles away, and then the next shot is him running. And I thought, did he run the whole way?
Yeah, he's very fit.
They train for that.
I guess. Just,
Gump.
yeah. Just kept on running.
I think I'll go home now.
I think I'm tired. I'm just gonna go home now. Yeah, I don't know. I just that I was key on that a lot when you see, like, all right, we'll land the helicopter over there and then walk 5 miles that way. Like, well, you could have landed over there. But anyway, those are the dumb things I think about.
Helipads are so last year though.
That is true.
You're right. I did write. So this is kind of like Training Day, where it felt like.
Yes, and I was going to point that out too, where Denzel is showing him the ropes to make him the fall guy by the end, right?
Yeah. But it also felt like not only is he but he's not just the fall guy, because Anthony Mackie needs the people to die and know that he is the cause, so that they'll shut his program down and stop trying to make more of those things. Right? Right? That happened in the movie. I'm not misremembering that, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He's
Yeah, you
definitely
are.
he wants to get credit as AI doing this because he wants AI to be shut down.
Yep.
That's a different twist, though. I'll admit that's a different twist on the AI trope. AI is bad trope.
Everlasting War.
Yeah. I don't know. And then I did write my last note. I didn't take a lot of notes. Most of my notes were actually clips that I captured. Was the moral of the story: war is bad, but sometimes you have to sacrifice a few to save many. I mean, I guess that's right. I guess that's part of the main moral of the story.
So, how do you? Can I ask you guys? How do you feel about the initial decision at the beginning of the movie? So he takes out this launcher, killing 2 Marines when he was told not to do it by his commanding officers. What's your take?
That's a good question. I mean, we as the audience are presented with the same amount of information as everyone else in the movie, right? It's not like we are gifted with information that we know, in fact, that it was some kind of launcher and that he was in the right. So as far as we know, it was just an armored truck that was there to act as a distraction.
You got to defer to the guys who were there. Like, you just, you have to.
Yeah.
Or you have to defer. Like, if you're not going to defer to the people who were there, you need to have been there yourself. Otherwise, you definitely shouldn't be the one making the choice.
No. I just thought it was weird that the drone that he's flying is advanced enough to target good guys in blue and bad guys in red. Why not shoot those bad guys in red on the buildings? That's what it didn't make any sense. I mean,
I think just because it only had like heavy firepower.
I mean, I guess, but this is going back to my problem with the movie of the technology. We have robots that can hold guns and shoot things, yet, like, where are our small armored drones, our flying drones with like a gun on the thing? Like, can't we shoot the guys from the building? I don't know. It just seemed really. Like, we have that technology now, today, in 2020.
Yeah.
We have the technology, to I don't know. All I'm thinking of is like Black Hawk Down, when all the bad guys were on these buildings, and so they sent the little helicopters with just machine guns to just strafe the buildings. Why can't we do that thing?
Duct tape a few poison tip darts onto an Amazon drone. We got this.
Yeah. I mean, it just
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. I don't know. It felt like those guys, the way the movie had to have them die, just felt really, I don't know, ill-conceived, I guess. I don't know. Just in a movie where Anthony Mackie can make his skin be whatever color it needs to be, we have that technology. But
For years, Sean, I said your complexion was clear, but this one,
this is translucent.
this is going to make
that's
me
actually
rethink
what
it.
I look like when I lift my shirt up. You actually can see my heartbeat like a baby fish. So
Nice.
I don't know. Okay. Anything else we want to poo-poo on this movie before we do clips? I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Was there anything that we liked?
I'm over the older guy in the service who's like, "Oh, you young kids, you don't know nothing." Like the whole rookie thing. Nobody ever needs to use the word rookie again. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that trope is just so flippin' annoying at this point. It really is.
Was he a rookie, though? I mean, they talked about his experience and how many... a rookie to me is like, well, it's my first day on the job, or I've been doing this for a month. That's a rookie. But...
Yeah, but I think if you've never been shot at and now you're serving with a bunch of military guys who get shot at every day, it's like they're definitely going to haze you until you know what you're talking about.
But he was in the military, though. I mean, like, even though it was a quote unquote desk job, I don't know. I don't see him as a rookie in my eyes, but I think that you're right, though. The trope is definitely there.
It's so played out.
Yes.
And it's useless, in my opinion, especially in this circumstance.
It feels like it's always going to be there in military movies because you always assume that the young guy that doesn't know what they're doing is going to get you killed, right? At least that's the way it is in the movie. I mean, a friend of the show, Stuart, his youngest daughter is in the Army. She's in week 5 of boot camp as I record this, and I'm sure she's gotten her fair share of hazing, and she'll get some more when she gets, into active duty and she starts doing her job and things like that. But to your guy's point, I don't think it's the same. It's not the same, obviously, right? But yeah, Andrew, you're also. I keyed in on that too when they kept calling him rookie, and I thought he has like 6,000 flight hours. This is a dude that went through boot camp and then has been in active duty. I mean, he's been the responsible for killing a lot of people. Now, again,
he had his finger on a trigger of a bomb, a pretty darn big missile or whatever he shot. I mean, they would not give that to a rookie.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I mean, maybe he's. I don't know. You're right. It feels like those types of guys have lots of experience and lots of psych evals and things like that. I know it's different when you're being shot at versus when you're not being shot at. It's easy to be safe when you're in Phoenix, Arizona, in the desert.
Yeah, I think we just don't like it because it's not merit-based. It has nothing to do, like, you gain respect in the military not through, like, excellence or, but, like, did you do the same stuff as us? Like, were you there? Like, that's kind of all that's required. Like, what are you one of us or not? Like, we don't really judge each other by, like, if they're good or not. It's just like, well, are we in this together or not? And until you've, like, played the game, I think it's just kind of a distrust. But we've heard about it,
Yeah, no, that's very fair.
Well, it's like what they show in Band of Brothers as well. You've got the guys who are in the field doing the dirty work, and even if you come in later to do that same work, you're not considered as much of a I don't want to say as much of a soldier, but you're kind of talked down to because you weren't there when it happened.
Yeah, the replacements, like the guys that
exactly.
The replacements
FNG.
come in and they get basically shit on until they get into a fight and then prove that they can do it.
Prove themselves. Exactly.
Right.
But those are rookies. Right? Those guys are rookies. I don't know, maybe but
and you always see the one guy who's like, listen, don't call me a rookie. I was there at Bastogne. And they're like, oh man, you were there? All right, never mind. We'll be nice to you.
Yeah. But I think the World War II Band of Brothers equivalency would be like, hey, I'm not a rookie. I've been in this war as long as you have. All you do is drive the Jeep. Like, all you do is drive the colonel around.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting shot at.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, a pilot, right? Like, a pilot, they're getting shot at. But
well, especially drone pilots, for God's sake.
Yeah. It was
You could argue drone pilots get shot at probably the most.
Yeah. By shot at, you mean alcohol. I don't know. I got some clips. You ready for some clips?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. Here we go. I just like this clip. That's why I'm going to play it now.
Danger close.
Danger close. I like the way that he's kind of being portrayed as cold and calculating.
Okay.
I mean, he just told these men in the most calm way possible that I'm going to fire a missile 5 feet from your face. I mean, this is just cold and calculating. Just
Danger close.
it's just
Yeah, reminds me of my high school math teacher.
Was he
Both
danger
cold
close?
and calculating.
Oh, I was say, was he danger close? Is that why?
Yeah, his last name was CLOS.
No, that was the science teacher.
Danger
And
Klaus.
We were all kind of creeped out by that one.
I am Danger Klaus.
Danger Klaus.
So, here's some Latin.
What do you mean, sir? You don't have permission to speak until I ask you a question. You even know why you're here? Experienza Martorius, sir. Authority of experience. Don't give it a Latin name, shit. Explain it to me.
There you go.
What is going on in the background?
I didn't notice it until that playing, but you're right. It sounds like somebody is in some pain at the end of the clip there. Hold on.
Sir, shit. Explain it to me.
Constipation.
That might just be some extracurricular stuff,
Somebody is struggling.
Explain it to me.
Oh.
That was somebody reacting to how terrible the acting was in that scene. That was somebody with headphones on from the director crew. Like, what are we
Put
doing?
me on the bomb.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you said the bomb. I just thought about this. So if Anthony Mackie, this is what confuses me. So they're having the fight, and Anthony Mackie puts like the arm bar on him, and he's trying to knock him out. So he's obviously not trying to kill him, right? He wants him to live.
Yeah.
But did he know that he would only be passed out for like a couple of minutes? Because it feels like if that rocket goes up and he's on that catwalk, he's cooked.
Yeah.
So is this just another case of a bad guy not fulfilling, like just reading the script knowing he's not supposed to kill him?
Maybe he was going to grab him on the way out.
But it also, I don't know. I also kind of felt like Anthony Mackie was there to die. I didn't think his plan was ever to make it out of that silo alive.
Maybe.
See, I don't know. And I feel like this isn't a case where I'm supposed to fill the gaps in for myself movie. I think I need you to tell me a little more. I kind of feel like. I don't know. Here's 18 seconds of... I like 17 seconds of this dialogue, except the last line. I don't know why, but it annoyed me. Here we go.
Imagine what he'll do if he get his hands on those silos.
Yeah, a madman with nukes.
A crazy terrorist with nukes. Downtown Washington, New York, Paris, who knows? What I do know is there won't be a pretty little wedding in Palm Springs unless you're wearing Factor 500 UV protection.
Oh, dear.
Which is actually what I wear.
Too much. That's too much knowledge of like the industry term for sunscreen, like Factor 500. Like that's not.
Yeah.
But the fact that he says Factor 500, no one says that. He would say SPF 5000. Like that's the joke, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No one says Factor 500. What does that mean? 500 times 1 SPF? I don't know. But it's a dumb line. I like he's trying to build tension and exposition, obviously, but like here are the stakes, and I want them medium rare, but also nukes are bad. I don't know. I think the line was dumb. It was worse than my joke that I just did.
Oh my God, there's some terrible acting in it.
Yeah,
worse than my joke that I just did.
Yeah. This was also kind of a dumb line.
Why wouldn't they make me a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, all-American varsity peckerwood?
Didn't want to ask. Thought it might be robotist.
Robotist.
Yeah. I feel targeted by this.
I feel like that's reaching. That's really reaching. At an attempt both to be funny and PC.
Yeah, and this is a Scandinavian director. You know, that part of me is like, hey man, what's going on? What's going on right now?
Yeah.
This doesn't make anybody feel better or worse. This is just weird.
Well, I don't want people to be robotist.
It kind of reminds me of, remember the movie we did? I don't know, Steve, I don't know if you watched it, but the movie Bright with Will Smith.
Oh no, I didn't watch it. Something about the preview. I was just like, you don't need to watch that.
Yeah, good for you.
We did it for the show. I kind of liked it, but there's a couple of moments that really kind of were trigger is the wrong word, but really kind of I hit on. One of them was when he refers to one of the ogres, because again, it's a world where ogres are real and fairies and elves and things, right? And he refers to one of the ogres as a Shrek-looking MFer, and I thought, in a world where ogres are real, are we making a movie about a fake ogre? You know, like, are we making that movie?
Well, donkey, we might do that.
But the other part that I always kind of, again, this is before this kind of the second wave of Black Lives Matter, is when he kills one of the little fairies and says fairy lives don't matter.
Oh yeah.
That's a joke that doesn't hold up. You know what I'm saying? Because
not at all.
Because in the first time where Black Lives Matter first came out, bad stuff happened. You know, we get it, but then it kind of went away a little bit. It kind of settled down, and then everything kind of ramped back up with George Floyd. So the joke, I think, is even more kind of distaste now than it was then. But even then, it's still they convinced Will Smith that was something he should say. I don't know.
That's because Will Smith gets into trouble a lot, or just not trouble, but like holes because he's not funny. Like Will Smith is good at delivering funny lines that someone writes for him, but he's not funny. And so he takes stuff that I think like someone tells him like, oh, this is funny. And he's like, oh, great. And then he's in that movie and you're like, dude, what?
Yeah.
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 What brilliant commentary for the three of us.
I feel like I really just landed one.
Yeah, great. Here's a little Captain America reference.
I can do this all day.
Can do this.
Yeah.
Only the difference is that Captain America would never torture somebody by sticking his finger in your bullet hole.
There was another reference, though. He calls him Cap at one point, which...
several times, I think.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily Captain America, but...
Yeah. Well, they also use the phrase war machine, too. So, but I mean, I know those terms are not exclusive rights to the MCU, but it's just to the point now where we associate those things.
Listen, War Machine is Mad Max Fury Road, okay?
Is that the name of the guitar playing guy with the flames?
Oh, no, but that guy rules for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway. Sam, I asked you this in a text last night, and I'm glad I was able to find it. Here we go.
You know this makes sense. It's the greater good.
There you go.
He did say the greater good.
The greater
Didn't he
good.
say it twice?
I don't know. That's the time I caught it.
I think he said it twice in the movie because it caught my attention.
That's actually why I'm here reviewing this movie.
It's for the greater good. Oh, here's another clip. Sorry, this was way out of order. My apologies. But I liked this line. This is probably my favorite line of the movie, honestly.
Where's the vault? Oh, I'm a dead man if either I kill you or Victor Koval kills you. But I'm much closer right now.
I like that line. I mean, we've seen versions or we've heard versions of that line before. You know, like, oh, he's going to kill me. Well, what do you think I'm going to do? Or, you know, there's always been other kind of versions of that. I just like this one where he's like, I'm closer.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the redheaded popped him. Now, of course, we've already made allusions. Allusions? That's not a phrase. We have made...
Chain of Islands, though.
And allusions. We've already made reference, is what I was trying to say, gosh, to the fact that they made multiple times the phrase outside the wire. So here's my 11-second supercut.
We don't control any of the area outside the wire.
Be advised, we are proceeding outside the wire.
It's his first day outside the wire.
There you go.
God, that is some horrendous voice acting.
Yeah.
The guy on the radio did good.
I like the guy in agony in the end of that first scene.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was believable.
What do you mean, sir? That name shit. Explain it to me.
It's almost like a slowed down Wilhelm scream.
I'm gonna have to go rewatch that to see if there's something happening in the background that I've missed.
Honestly,
right?
Netflix is only making movies like this, so there's probably like around the corner they're filming another scene for like another Netflix caper movie.
It's another Dumb and Dumber installment.
Okay, time for this.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
Not a lot of trivia. Netflix movies just don't do a lot of trivia. I think there's like 7 pieces of trivia, and 2 of them are the same. So,
6 pieces of trivia.
Well, yeah, I guess. Basically, because it's like 2 of them. One was the not spoiler section, and one was in the spoiler section where they said this movie makes multiple references to the MCU. Okay.
Yeah.
So the other one, so the 2 pieces of trivia I actually wrote down, which is weird because I just realized that they're also kind of the same. In the movie, Anthony Mackie runs with his arms resembling the way the Terminator T-1000 does in Terminator 2.
Good for him.
So the other piece of trivia I wrote, I captured because I guess I captured it because I didn't really read it, other than the fact that it's really bad English. So what it's trying to let us know is that Harp shoots shoots Leo at the end of the movie in the same way that Sarah Connor shoots the T-1000, like close quarters shoots him in the gut. But this is the way that this is written. When Harp shoots Leo in the end, this looks similar as Sarah Connor shoots T-1000.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe the Swedish director wrote that? I don't know.
I was going to say that maybe this was translated by Google Translate for somebody.
It could be, honestly.
Some weird gurgle.
It came out weird. When Harp shoots Leo in the end, this looks similar as Sarah Connor shoots T-1000.
Yes, but if you say it with accent.
with Russian accent. I like it. Okay, time for this.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
All right. I tried for a couple of weeks to do kind of the call to action in between. It felt so weird. I can't do it. I'm going back.
Sometimes when you put it in the middle, it's not as comfortable.
Yeah.
So you got to move it to the side,
Yeah.
Especially if you're jogging.
Yeah. Yeah. It just
get a carb up.
It was uncomfortable. So I'm putting it back where it was, and there we go. Though we've actually gotten some feedback, which is great, about some stuff. So I really appreciate that. So before we get into that stuff, though, I must say top 3. We're doing movies where we have to stop the bomb, where the people are trying to stop either the nuke or the bomb or the whatever, typically bomb or nuke, but they're trying to stop the bomb. So
what are they trying to stop? I'm sorry, what were you saying?
The Dodge Stratus. They're trying to stop the Dodge Stratus.
They're trying to stop the Dodge Stratus from getting outside the wire.
That's right.
You cannot stop the Dodge Stratus.
You can't.
The Stratus will.
Dude, my Dodge Stratus
was
it was almost 200,000 miles when it finally when I finally sold it. So
nice.
Yes.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Oh, I love that car so much. Sam, who goes first? I'm going to go
Sam.
first. No, Sam.
No, you go
You want
first.
Sam to go first? Andrew now goes last because his are always better. You know what? Let's let our esteemed guest go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that's me.
That is you.
Yes.
Okay, so I love a good scramble to disarm a bomb or stop a bomb movie. That's one of my favorite genres. And I've got Jeff Bridges in Blown Away with Tommy Lee Jones. I think we'll all remember.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That movie turned an entire generation into U2 fans. It was like,
did it blow you away?
oh, no, but it was my first experience with ASMR. I watched that movie on headphones the first time I saw it, and there's a scene where they're in this Italian restaurant eating, and their whole conversation, there's so much mouth noise because they're eating like spaghetti, and Jeff Bridges is really going for it, like eating mussels and spaghetti and stuff. And it's just like, it was like someone was like reaching inside my ears, and I was like, what in the world is happening to me? But I'll tell you what was happening. Acting.
Yes.
Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, The Fifth Element is one of my favorite We Gotta Stop This Bomb from Going Off movies. It probably doesn't count to Sean, but I'm saying it anyway.
Actually, you know what? No, Steven. Actually, you know what? I'm with you. Not the bomb that blows up the hotel, but the evil thing at the end that they have to ultimately stop. That's the bomb because it's going to kill. That's yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
And any opportunity
so that
to say,
and just incredible cast. Chris Tucker, we don't see enough of you. Come back soon.
Oh, please.
And then also Crimson Tide.
oh yeah, that's a really good one.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Alabama. I just that movie. There's so much attention to detail. Like I miss the days when we really like looked into what would it be like to be a submarine operator, and like what's this chain of command look like, and can we actually like get introduced to some more of the crew than just the lead actors? We're so lazy with our movies right now.
Right.
True.
Though I will say the most recent sub movie I've watched, and I've said this recently on the show, it was the Hunter Killer movie with Gerard Butler. I kind of like that movie. It's a lot of fun. It's simple and but there's just something neat, and also it's actually kind of neat to see what modern submarine technology, like how advanced it's gotten. I mean, they're sending out little drones to investigate with cameras and stuff. Like there's some cool stuff happening. I don't know if it's real or not, but I like that movie. Anyway,
Who cares? Yeah.
And they can make Hot Pockets now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still only frozen or magma temperatures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just the two. Yeah. Frozen on the outside, burning, molten.
Is it hot enough? No, it's too hot. When will it be the right temperature? It'll never be the right temperature.
It'll never be the right time. Sam.
All right. I have a. I don't know why I wrote this down, but I think I remember the bomb in it. True Lies.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Good,
Though
good.
one of them goes off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 2 is The Rock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not a bomb, but it's a chemical agent.
Explosion. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my number 1, I'm right with Steven with Crimson Tide is amazing.
I'll change mine. I'll change mine to The Sum of All Fears, so you can have Crimson Tide.
But some it didn't explode. They weren't able to.
Well, one bomb does explode, yeah, but then they stopped World War III.
Okay.
Because of text messaging.
It's really wild.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to go real quick, but before I go, I'm going to read some of some interactions we've gotten, which is great. So.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so I threw this question out on Twitter, and we got response from the Sudden But Inevitable podcast, which is a podcast that does a Firefly recap. They've gone through each episode of Firefly, and they're watching them and reviewing them. And of the 4 cast members, 2 had never seen anything about Firefly or the movie Serenity. They're totally spoiler-free.
Wow.
Which is amazing. It's actually kind of amazing.
Imagine going back to the day where you see all that with virgin eyes.
Oh my
That
God.
would be so much fun.
It would be.
Right?
Rookie.
Yeah. So, and this isn't just the fact that it's also super convenient, but I can plug the episode. I was on last week's episode. They had me on for episode 9, Ariel, and I was able to give my 2 cents about the show. And again, it was super exciting, both to talk about it and also kind of difficult to not spoil anything because I've seen the rest, and so they're asking questions about, is this thing going to happen? And I'm like, I can't tell you because I know the answer and I don't want to spoil it for them. But so Sudden But Inevitable podcast says, The Rock is certainly near the top of our list, and if you oversimplify the plot a little, then so is Terminator 2.
Yeah.
So they picked
Okay.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
And then on our Facebook page, I also put it on Facebook, Eric Moss said War Games, which is a good one.
Okay.
Maxton, good friend Maxton, says Men in Black. And Melissa Apple says, who guessed it on the show a little while ago, she says 13 Days. So,
Oh yeah,
Okay.
the Kevin Costner Kennedy music crisis, the missile
the
crisis.
musical, yeah.
Well,
The
when Kevin
Cuban
Costner
music
sings, it is a
crisis.
music crisis.
Stop the missile! Stop the missile!
When I watched Robin Hood,
Stop it
Prince
now.
of Thieves, I thought that Kevin Costner's British accent was the most off-putting thing I've ever seen, and then I heard his Boston accent in
Singing.
13 days.
The man should not do accents.
Yeah,
Just stick with what you
stick
got.
with what
Stick
you
with
got.
the gravelly old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're fine. You're fine.
So
He
thank
does
you
white
all
American pretty well.
for your participation. That was great. We'll keep doing that more as long as we can
Yeah.
as long as we can come with our 3-word or our top 3 before 5 minutes before the show. We'll be able to continue to do that. So my top 3, my honorable mention, of course. Well, not of course, but I was able to find a Star Trek connection. So Star Trek, I guess 10, which is Star Trek Nemesis, in which at the very end they must board the ship, which is captained by the
Romulans.
oh gosh, well yeah, it is Romulans actually. It really is. They're actually Remans. What's his name, Sam? He's from your movie Fury Road. Mad Max himself is the
Tom Hardy.
yeah. Thank you. He's it's his theatrical debut. It's his anyway. They have to stop the bomb. So whatever. There you go. Star Trek. Here's our Star Trek connection. My other ones I did Blown Away. Also, this is my number 3.
Ooh.
Number 2, I
Nice.
did Mission Impossible 4, which is Fallout, where Tom Cruise literally screams "Mission accomplished" and hits the button, and the nuke doesn't detonate, doesn't blow up Seattle or wherever. And then my number 1 is Die Hard 3.
Oh, a lot of bomb diffusions.
Yes.
Isn't that where they're going around having to do like escape room puzzles to to get it done?
Actually, yeah. I wonder if that had a hand.
Yeah.
This would be kind of a fun date night, you know?
Yeah.
And one of the scenes was filmed in Charleston, which is very cool. So
Awesome.
always like little kakalaki connection.
Throughout.
Yeah.
Connections, yeah.
All right, time for this.
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
That's not true at all. It's Andrew's turn. I'm so used to going
Sean.
last.
See,
You've done this 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. I am here.
Oh,
I showed up.
You did. All right.
I don't want to go now.
Oh.
Oh, no, please.
No, hold on. I'll
Andrew.
give you the sounder
know.
again.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
There he is.
It's not the same. Okay.
Well, hold on.
No.
No, I gotta give you something. Let's see. I can give you this. How's that?
The area.
Or how about
the bud, yes.
or those are all Andrew ones.
Those are perfect.
Yeah.
Those are perfect.
Oh my God! You're right. Go ahead, Andrew, yours, and I'll find Steven. I forgot.
No, you're fine. So I did some, and maybe I misunderstood the top 3 category today, but I did things where they were trying to stop a bomb, but the bomb still went off. So
okay.
And because of that, I had 2 honorable mentions, which were Star Trek: Wrath of Khan, where they're trying to stop the Genesis device, and then also another Star Trek, Into Darkness, where they're trying to stop this volcano from destroying the home planet, which I kind of counted as a bomb. I don't.
Yeah, if you count the
really
volcano as a bomb, they stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so my number 3, I have a movie called Stripes with Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that one. And number 2, I have Broken Arrow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And then
Did we do
number
that?
1. What?
Did we do that for the podcast or no?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Steven, that's got your name written all over it.
Oh, baby, I'm there. Christian Slater. Hello.
We watched that movie a bunch, you and I.
It's a good one. And then number 1, I have The Dark Knight.
Ooh. A
There's
bomb of hallucinogen.
There's a
No,
bomb in The Dark Knight?
Is this not the one? Am I thinking of the wrong one? Dark Knight
You're
Rises.
thinking of the
Dark Knight Rises, the bad
Sorry.
one. I got it.
I have the boat, the Joker. There we are.
Oh, those bombs.
no, that's Dark Knight.
Yeah, that is Dark
okay.
Knight.
He's got it right.
You're right.
I had it right. You were just confused.
I thought you were talking about the nuke at the end of the bad one. You're right.
No. I would never even mention that one.
Good.
All right.
Great. All right. Gosh.
Okay.
I'm so bummed out that I can't find
Steven.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you have like a billion files, audio files.
It's also karma for forgetting about me 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, honestly.
Too. Yeah.
You're not
I mean,
wrong.
it's deserved. Totally.
I'm trying to remember how I spelled. Did I spell Steven? How did I? This is,
He's known you for how long, and he's can't.
Yeah, I
I
was about to
know.
say, you guys knew each other from high school.
there it is.
I'm going to re-record that for you.
Oh. Wait, really? It'd be amazing.
Yeah. But it's just going to be... You'll still only be able to use it when I'm on.
No, I would only ever use it when you're on.
You went through puberty since then, since the first time you recorded it there.
Yeah.
Your voice has
deeper
dropped a
this
little
time.
bit.
Yeah.
Steve.
Oh my gosh! All right, great. It's what now? Oh, all right. So, out of 10. Gosh, dang it!
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
All right, this is where Andrew goes first this time, so I don't forget him. We give the score of 1 to 10 of this movie, just for what it's worth. I don't always do this, but just IMDb has this ranked at a 5.4.
Okay, good. Because I was getting ready to say I normally look, and I didn't this time.
Yeah.
Well, the last couple of movies that we've watched, I've had in the 5 range, and I did not like this one as much as those. So this one's going to be in the 4s
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this a 4.82.
All right.
Just because I wanted to do that.
Yeah. Your last three are 5.5, 5.7, 5.8. So
Yeah. Broke your streak.
All right, sir. Guest.
All right.
Guest of honor. No. Steven goes next.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm going to give it a 5.8. I wanted to go lower, but I'm too weak.
Okay.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings who may hear this podcast. So 5.8.
Keep the industry happy, right? That's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right, Sam.
Oh, I can actually go now.
You
Are
can.
Sure? It's my turn?
Yes.
So I'm next.
And another thing.
I agree with IMDb. The action scenes redeem it to a certain extent, but it's forgettable. It's a 5.43 out of 10.
All right. Oddly enough, with both of your long, we're still just at a comfortable 5.3. That's weird. I'm just gonna give it a 5. 5 Gumps sat alone on the bench of the park.
Gump sat alone in Boogie Mars.
It's just fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. I mean, I had kind of fun with it, but I think honestly, Sam, I had more fun because I was hanging out with you, watching it.
I think so too.
Like if I was just at the house. I mean, I usually watch these with my wife, so I probably would have, not that I have to backpedal because she would listen to this because she won't. But I'm just saying, like, I think it was more fun where I could like, hey, I know this is gonna come up. So, and then your dog like bit me.
Tries to attack you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for real,
Constantly.
his dog is like awkwardly aggressive and also not. It's weird. His dog's weird. The last little thing, Steven, this will be new for you. So, my parents literally bought me a poster of 101 classic movie quotes. It sits here in front of me. And so we play this game where
it's right next to the Kathy Ireland poster that they bought him.
Ooh, the 84. Yeah. All right, yeah.
I figured you'd go with the Shawshank Redemption poster.
Rita Hayworth.
Rita Hayworth is where I thought you were going with that, actually. So anyway, I read a quote, and you don't have to guess it because usually they're pretty obvious. But I'll let people that are listening, listeners, they can play along if they want. And we actually did get a response.
Good, because I didn't know what last week's was.
Well, no, you knew last week's. Oh no, wait, yeah, you had to have known last week's. Last week's was I See Dead People.
Oh yeah, okay, so I did know that one.
That was one before you didn't get.
The Village.
Yeah. We were going to talk about it off air and we forgot. Anyway, not the point. The point is that we did have a listener actually send a message in. Andrew, a good friend of the show, Andrew Abernathy, said, "Oh, hey, by the way, the quote was, wait, hold on, sorry. The quote was from the Pusher episode was from The Sixth Sense, and now someone has finally messaged you about it." So
nice.
And I said, thanks. And he said, oh, and the Marvel team up was an actual comic in the 80s and 90s. I said, oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that. So let's go. So from Jumper, he said Pusher. I think he meant Push or Jumper.
Push.
Jumper. Doesn't matter. Anyway. In
It's the
Jumper.
same movie. Doesn't matter.
In Jumper, he says Marvel team up. I didn't know that was a thing. So this episode, the little quote is simply, "There's no place like home."
I wonder what that is.
Yeah. Sam would have no idea what that is.
No
at
clue
all.
what that is. Yeah.
At all. On a completely different note, Sam's wife's favorite movie of all time is, in fact, The Wizard of Oz. Those have nothing to do with each other. I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah.
Sam, what was it like when you saw when we had color for the first time? Can you?
Yeah. It was.
Go into detail for us.
It was magical.
And what was Kennedy like?
Speaking of magical, Steven's taking clothes off. This is actually pretty great. So I just want you guys all to know that this
And he's not charging us for his OnlyFans.
No, this is great. Yeah. So
my OnlyFans is actually an Only Man's.
Nice.
He sent me a box with a pair of used underwear in it, so you guys you're behind.
Lightly used. You just wanted to bring Dingleberry back.
I did.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
a Timberlake song.
Yes. Gosh, guys, that's it. That's the show. Thank you so much for listening. This has been a lot of fun. Steven, how can I find more information about you and the things you're doing? And please tell me, I heard a rumor that you're working on a new album.
Oh my God, who told you that?
I think you did.
Oh. Writer of some of my mother's favorite songs, local
my daughters love
sensations.
my 10 and 8-year-old love your stuff. So.
Oh man, well, we're probably on the same reading level, so that's good. Yeah, man. So I've been making a record this whole year during COVID and everything, and crowdfunding it late February, early March. So it's really been a year in the making, and just a lot of stop and go with the virus and everything. So I'm so happy it's done, and just did a couple of photo shoots last week. So really the only thing I'm finishing now is just some graphic stuff, and then it's going to be coming out.
Hey, speaking of your photo shoot, I think that the chair that you're sitting in is fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, that one's probably my favorite.
The one on the Cheapseat review cover. Yeah. That's from my first record. That was my ex-girlfriend's chair.
Nice.
I lost that in the breakup.
Oh, that's sad.
But I kept all the songs. Anyway, yeah, you just Steve Everett music. Steve Everett music is me on all the social media outlets, and I'd love to hear from you. And feel free to listen on Apple Music or Spotify or wherever.
Sweet.
Yes, take that stimulus check and support local music by buying Steven's music. Is what I think.
Give me that stimmy.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. Is buy some of Steven's music.
Give me that stimmy. I love it.
I'm curious, Steven, because I have Apple Music. I pay for that, and I recently
show off.
Yeah, but I downloaded your most recent album, Honest Gaff, and
Honest Graft.
Graft is what I meant to say. I apologize.
Yeah. That was a gaff.
Is a different thing.
It was a gaff. Yeah. And so I've been listening to it in between other podcasts, and it's so good.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah, it's great. I hope you get money from that, though. If you don't, I'll go buy a T-shirt or something.
No, yeah. Well, I'm about to launch a whole lot of ways for you to give me your money, so it's all good.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. So go to Steven's websites and support him financially because he's awesome, and you should do that. Now,
hell, just support me emotionally.
Okay, well then support us financially by going to facebook.com/cheapseatreviews, where you can buy nothing. Or you can follow us on Twitter at CheapSeatCast, where again you can buy nothing. Though at some point, Sam, maybe we might have the possibility of purchasing some things off of Sam's Etsy page, where Sam is in the 3D printing business like crazy, and maybe you can own a 3D model of the cheap seat chair.
Sam can email you a wrench.
Cheap plastic wrench.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. There may be some merch come along. I don't know. I've never really thought of the idea of having merch for the show. I never thought people would care to have like stickers of that dumb chair I drew or our faces or anything. So I don't know. What I do know is if you can go to iTunes, Google Play, any of those places, we're not on Spotify, but Pandora, we're there, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Leave us a review. That would be great. We actually had someone leave us a review not that long ago, and I don't have it in front of me. Otherwise, I'd give them a lot of credit because it was super nice of them to leave us a review because frankly, it's been a while since someone's done that. So please go leave us a review. iTunes. It helps kind of spread the word. Cheapseatreviews.libsyn, that's LIBSYN.com, is how you can find old episodes. I did a little Way Back Wednesday earlier today and shared episode like 155 from 6 years ago this week. That was a lot of fun to do that. So yeah, Libsyn, cheapseatreviews.libsyn.com is how you can find old episodes because iTunes only goes back so far.
That's right.
Yes. And let's see, episode 155. Instagram. We're on Instagram. Cheapseat Reviews. I'm actually posting things there more than once a month, which is kind of neat. Oh wait, episode 155 was Swiss Army Man. By the way, Swiss Army Man. That was a lot of fun.
Woo-hoo.
On behalf of Andrew and Sam, thank you so much, Stephen, for coming. This is Sean saying thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next week where we will do the movie Atonement. We're doing Atonement with a special guest, Will Triplett. Will be rejoining the show next week for Atonement.
This is Cheap Seat Reviews.